That most recent, or not the most recent one, but the one before that. Like,
right.
Just guts falling out, throats being ripped off. Like, you have this guy who's apparently the greatest. He is Rambo. He is like a knockoff Rambo.
Right.
And everything's... I don't know. I mean, I don't want to harp on that too much more, but one thing I did like was when Hogan, there's like, sir, the guy we're hunting is killing everybody. He's like, what? He's like, they're killing everybody. He's like, okay. And they go for a walk, and he's like, they start seeing the body. He's like, oh, this all looks familiar. Yeah. I recognize this style. Why? It's my style. And all that he's done is like stab someone and laid their body. There's no style.
There's no style to it.
Yeah, it wasn't like he left like a carving in their neck or something like that. You would think of. It's just like, oh, this guy's dead. I recognize that knife. He stabbed him. I'm the only person who stabbed people in the army.
I was the only man who stabbed people in Nam.
Yeah, I taught people how to stab. He must be one of my guys. So we get the hunt, and we get.
I mean, we've pretty much described the whole movie already.
I know. So let's go ahead then, and let's talk about it, baby. Let's talk about that boss fight.
Boss fight.
Same music.
Same music.
Same music.
The secondary, we get two boss fights. We get the boss fight with the secondary in charge guy.
Right.
He should be known that the guy, he escapes. He goes to his house. I'm talking about Danton. Danton escapes the camp, goes to his house, and at his house, there's the woman who is having sex with Hogan. Yeah, Sybil. He kills her, runs back. So, like, there's three main bosses, and she gets killed real easily and real quick. I don't know what she thought was going to happen. She's all badass. She's like, the phone's for you. Yeah. She's like, you better go. And he's like, yeah, I'm going to... But he shoots her in the head and then leaves. Yeah. Because he knows where his wife is. There's no reason for him not to kill her, I guess.
Right, no. Yeah.
And then the big heavy guy, the guy who kicks Danton's ass in the beginning...
Thornton,
I mean, that's the best fight scene, right? Him and Thornton.
It is, yeah. Lieutenant Thornton and him is the best fight scene, yeah.
And even that sucks. And then we finally get the showdown with Hogan. And this is another, it's always a pet peeve of mine in these action movies for the most part. It's like, here's the battle. The guy who trained him versus the guy who he trained, and he gets his ass kicked.
Yeah, it's pretty bad, man. It's like, the one thing that I will say that this movie did right was he got his ass kicked by Thornton, which was good, yes. and he did, and like Thornton was he wasn't as ripped as Danton, but I could definitely see young Thornton in Deadly Prey beating. He was a big guy, and he just looked like he could handle himself, and I liked that they had him lose, but yeah, when it came to Hogan, man, it was just. Why couldn't this be the movie Hunted? You have Tommy Lee Jones, you have Benicio del Toro, you have the teacher going against a student, and Tommy Lee Jones, even though he's old, he knows what the fuck he's doing, and he beats the shit out of him a couple of times.
Like, let's do that. Let's have Hogan and Danton square off, and Hogan's like, so I say I trained you well, and he's like,
right.
Yeah, you trained me too well. I'm going to kill you now. He's like, I haven't taught you everything. And you like kicks him in the nuts or something like that. Like, let him be old and crafty. Like Sam Elliott in Roadhouse.
Right.
Like, kick a man in the knee, he'll go straight down.
Brian Dennehy in Gladiators kind of thing.
Top of the head, hardest place. Top of the head. And so we get this. Oh, you should also know that Danton scalps someone.
Oh, God, he does. He scalps Thornton. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
And so there's an odd sexual nature to these movies, both this one and the sequel. And how fucking awkward was the sequel when Hogan has sex with that woman?
I want to check out the soldiers kind of thing, and it's just like, let's go in the back.
And she's like, oh, I like it rough, and he like grabs her hair and pushes her into the room, and it's all consensual. So, but like it's this strange like. show of sexuality from this aging war hero. It's just like, I don't want to see this.
It's so. I gotta say though, Sybil still looks great, man. Dawn Abraham, like
Yes.
she's still rocking it, man. Yeah,
Good
looks
for her.
good. Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of the women were the two main character women. They had done a lot of soap operas, 90210, things like that, where they had to be pretty. And I wish Sybil would have had a better fight scene, because it'd be fun
Yeah.
to watch her. Like, I mean, she gets to slap Danton around and stuff like that, but that's really it.
Her character, especially in the first one, was built up as this. I may not be one of the guys, but I still have my own thing going, which,
Right.
And I would have loved to seen that be something. Like, I could have definitely seen her, whether she was good with a knife or, something else, or just, a badass who can still kick ass and she can take punches as well, then let her have that fight, man. Especially in the house. Like, in the house would have been a great setup for just a glass being broken, stuff like that, and a big fight through the house. Even if she dies at the end of it, why just waste it on one shot after giving him the phone? Like, that really pissed me off a little bit.
Yeah. And I guess it was because she is a woman and she had to be put in her place.
Sure.
You bitch. So yeah, it was very fun to watch this. We watched it together with your wife, and the whole time she's just sort of shaking her head back and forth at everything. That's sort of what this movie left me with, was just sort of shaking my head because of the potential that it sort of squandered of like this really, really fun. Because to me, it's not even at that cult status. Like, it's not fun enough to be a cult movie.
I agree with you. I'm not in that camp. Yeah.
There are moments in it that, if all the movie was like beating a man with his own arm, show me that shit. More kills like that. Like,
right.
Show me he somehow trains a wolf to kill someone. I mean, you are at this point, you are limitless in the absurdity with which you could go. You're not grounding yourself in any type of reality in the movie you've set up. Like, go fucking nuts.
Right. Yeah, it's definitely in that same sense. Like you said, that's a great example, I think. Like, train a wolf. Like, do something. Like, you have gone so far in this movie, and without going far, I don't even know if that makes sense, but like you have pushed it to where you haven't even pushed it, but you've expanded these boundaries. Like, why not just go all out? Like, you guys are having fun, it seems like, doing this. Just do something weird and wacky through the whole thing, and we'll believe it more. Instead of just raping a girl and then,
then she goes, the first thing she says when she sees her dad, "Dad, they raped me."
Dad, they raped me.
You son of a bitch. And then they kills the father.
Yeah.
I wish there was more redeeming things about this movie. Like I said, there are some fun things. The kills get very repetitive. It's either grenade or knife for like 90% of the kills.
Yep.
And we do get the fun fight scene, and then that's kind of it. You're left with this 89-minute film that, from the trailer, you're like, oh man, this is going to be so great. And then you're left with your dick in your hand, a limp dick.
What did you think about the getting ready montage?
You know what? Thank you for bringing that up, because I had forgot about that. Marcus and I both got excited. He goes to his house, he kills that woman, and then he's like, all right, they won a war, it's time to go fucking war.
And I think both of us were like, find a secret room, open up a secret room, open up
show
a secret
me your panel.
room.
Show me a panel that you're going to push, that's where your history hides.
Right.
And we don't really get that. He has a locker.
He has a locker.
The film is shot in such a way that it's so dark.
Yeah.
You don't get the full like ambiance of the weapons that he has, and he has his own little personal arsenal. So you get like the commando getting ready scene. I thought that was fun, but I knew what I was going to get because of the way the explosions were done with like the grenades. It's not like their rocket launcher is going to be anything,
right.
And we get a helicopter chase scene is where all the money of this went. It went to Troy Donahue, Cameron Mitchell, and the helicopter scene. They must have rented a helicopter. Or there's like weird, wealthy old guys who you don't really know what they do, but they produce the movie, so they just give you a bunch of money, and maybe that's what happened. I mean, who knows?
Yeah, that whole chopper scene just Danton out in the middle of a field, no cover whatsoever.
No cover.
And just, he sits down like behind weeds, and it's just kind of like, this is, I'm hiding, like you can't get me here kind of thing.
Don't worry, I'm safe now.
Yeah.
I think I would recommend, find the moments that we're talking about, like sort of skip through and find watch the first 10 minutes and then just start skipping around.
Yeah.
'Cause I think the first 10 minutes are about as entertaining and absurd as you can get. I encourage you to watch the absurdity of the kill that Cameron Mitchell when he kills Troy Donahue, because the way it's set up is so strange.
It is.
He somehow finds the Troy Donahue character, knows where he's going to be, plays dead so he will stop. It just comes out of nowhere.
He delivers that great montage, that great
that monologue.
Yeah, the monologue. Yeah.
Which comes out of nowhere as well.
Yeah.
It's like we don't know you as a character, some type of I'm a blue collar guy. I work for the little man.
He's just been waiting his whole life to say that to someone. I mean, and it just happened to be Michelson, and it's just like he's been waiting to get this off his chest.
You're gonna get this earful, boy. But yeah, that's how I would recommend you watch this movie, unless you're fucking feeling it and want to do 89 minutes of.
It's on Amazon Prime for free right now.
You can make a drinking game of it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Every time a grenade goes off, shoot, take a shot of something. The movie is like we said, it's called Deadliest Prey. And watch the first 10 minutes and then skip around. What do you think, Marcus?
I think so too. I mean, I would even go so far as watch Deadly. So my first thing would say watch Deadly Prey in its entirety.
Okay. Sure.
And then Deadliest Prey, which you can find on YouTube for free.
Yeah.
I would say for that, watch the first 10 minutes and then skip around on that one because, like I said, it is a complete carbon copy of just older guys of Deadly Prey. Same music, everything. Yeah.
And so that is Deadly Prey, and sort of a stinker. I usually love the movies we do in some way, and it was tough to love this one. But hopefully that won't be the case for the next one. And keep checking into our social media to find out what we're doing next.
Yes, I think we have some good stuff planned. Maybe even some more content that we'll be dropping through the week if there's shorter episodes too and stuff like that.
Yep.
But we will be posting some stuff here soon as far as what our next one's going to be. And I think it'll live up to the hype that, a little bit better than Deadly Prey set up for us. So I think we'll be good there. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And so with that, thank you all so much for listening. We'll see you next week here on Bullets,
Bourbon,
and Karate.
Hooooogan!
Hooogan!